Spring's blooming at all my ways, Andrea. We are in the paper studio and we found some forgotten petals. Welcome. These were originally meant for an all-white event, a moment of pure monochromatic design. But they were part of the lot that didn't get used. After the event, I colored all the blooms and extra petals, and this lot sat forgotten until they showed themselves again, proving that even when we think we are finished with a concept, there's often a second, more colorful life waiting to be discovered. Every now and then, something we once made quietly finds its way back to us. I used diluted acrylic paint and water. More water, of course. The pigments behaved in their own way. Most of the petals gained a tinge of color, softening in some places and deepening in others. When you dip the petals, you let the water and paint have their way on the paper. The problem is, these flowers do not have a name. It's one of my little inventions. And in my haste to pack them away, I forgot to label the bag. So, here I was with a bag of colored petals and no direction. I had to find out because one way or the other, I was going to use them. So I thought, okay, let's begin. How did I get the shape of the petals? Well, I started with a coffee filter. That's the form they were when they were white, before I colored them. They were round. After drying, I gave them a shape, folding the coffee filters in four and cutting between the folds. That shape because there is no flower center. Nothing to see on the inside. And even if the petals opened, that part of the flowers are pretty much covered. Now that I know how I got the shape of the petal, I thought I'd mount the flowers and stems, but I made 3 kinds in case it was one and not the other. I chose the bamboo because it's a one-step solution, accessible, sturdy, and has a natural organic feel that matches the coffee filter texture. Besides, the easiest factor in this whole adventure is to take a half-finished project and finally give it a home on a stem, a sturdy stem. I use garden wire as well. It too is accessible and easy to manipulate. You can get it in the dollar store. The other stem I covered is also wire. Very fine. It takes more time to make, but it's well worth the effort. The other covering I used is leftover napkins, paper napkins from a DIY paper feather project. It's a quick way to get a look of fullness without making leaves. Once the petals and stems come together, the flowers have formed. Each one a little different and all made from something very simple. Coffee filters. I found out very quickly these petals did not match what I made them for. What I was doing wasn't it. They could work in more ways than one, but this wasn't what I cut the petals for. And suddenly I knew. It was the white flowers with multiple blooms. I thought I'd try them in color. How could I forget that? Well, they were in a box for 3 years. And none of the stems I made will do. So, with that in mind, I will regroup. Sometimes the most rewarding part of a project isn't the magic dip or the final color. It's the quiet satisfaction of taking something raw and utilitarian and giving it the grace to belong. Each of the finished projects have some basic element as part of their structure. And that's the beauty of making extraordinary out of the ordinary. Until next time, take good care of your creative spirit. If you enjoy these quiet studio moments, you'll find more inside my creative home at All My Ways, Andrea. As always, thank you so much for being here.